Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a GW Panther, the Tier 7 German SPG. It's located on the south spawn of, well, I think this is Erlenberg Assault. I'm pretty sure it is, yeah. And it's being commanded by Clean Sweeper Marksman. Game's underway. Okay, this is turreted SPG. And it never actually got built, but it was going to be designed. It was a proposal to build Arty based on the Panther hull. It's got a 15cm howitzer, and it's capable of doing 680 alpha, penetrating 39mm of armour. Got a burst radius of 7.6 meters, and a load time of 22.91 seconds, or 23 seconds as such. It's very comparable, you might say, to the M12. The American Tier 7. The only difference, really, the big difference, is the fact that this thing carries 30 rounds, whereas the M12 only carries 20. And that kind of limits what you can do with the M12, because you haven't got enough shells to last the entire battle if you start firing and don't stop until you run out of shells. He's just waiting for the T-34-100 to move away, and the first target, oh, it's a bunch of enemy tanks all gaggled together, and I do like it when this happens, because the enemy just doesn't seem to realise that forming a line of their tanks actually makes it easier for Arty to get hits. And he gets a lovely hit there on the rear of that Liberté for 231, right on the engine deck. Now this position over here on this side of the river actually does give you good shots directly up this road at the enemy, because this is where the enemy heavies are coming from. It also allows you to shoot into the castle grounds, but it looks like the enemy has not bothered to even claim the castle grounds. But it looks like they are trying to make a claim to the hill with the windmill on the east side of the map. Just lining up another shot on the Wizzy 111 Model 14. It's a Tier 9 game with Tier 7 Arty in it, so he's going to earn extra XP for all the damage he does. Rounds out in the Wizzy 1-4, lands right in front of him for 263, but no direct hit on this occasion. And he's picking up stun assist. He's marked the target to tell his teammates, or in fact actually is that a request for fire, I think that is, on the Wizzy. Because they've mucked up the signals so badly, we can't tell now if he's actually a request or an actual indication he's about to attack it. But he got him with Splash. And that allows our E Phase 1 and Renegade to move up. Over here on the other side of the battlefield, we've got a Chrysler GF sitting in the water. I think he's trying to cross actually, or he's trying to work out where he should cross. Or is he just trying to use the water for cover? Not going to help him against HE. And he takes a round for 289 from a direct hit. And there he goes. Yep, they're not so overpowered as you think. Now we can see the Liberté pulled all the way back to near their enemy cap area. Remember, this battle's only 10 minutes long. It's an assault. And so the idea is to try and capture that cap or kill all of the enemy tanks in 10 minutes. And he fires a round in there at the 263. Stuns him. That Liberté was crossing the river at that particular point. I'm wondering actually if it would have been a good idea to hit him, because he is low on hit points and fairly slow to move. But Clean Sweeper's going after him this time. Rounds out straight away. Direct hit. No explosion, so he hit the target square on. Well, the score's even at the moment, and there's 6 minutes left to go on the clock. Oh! Oh, now that's interesting. The T-34 and the enemy team just drowned crossing the river. I'm not sure if that was on purpose or not. But he fires around into the courtyard there. There's a T-29 supposedly in there. And yes, there was, and he's actually taken some stun, and so he picked up some stun assist there. I suspect that he actually did damage the T-29. That's forced the T-29 to come out, and that's when he got wiped out. 263's in sight, and it looks like he's aiming at the moment. He took a lot of damage, but trying to line up a shot on him. He's gone behind cover. Now he could fire it in right now, but he'd probably hit the building. So he's waiting until the guy comes into sight, because he's an open cockpit tank destroyer. And that stunned him, which will slow down his aiming. And he's decided to move rather than continue to aim, because it will take forever. If he can't use his first aid kit to get rid of the stun, he is going to be sitting there like a sitting duck. Now I think he actually turned off to the left, and he's actually moving behind those buildings. Oh, we saw a tree go down in the back. Now the enemy team does have one Arty, and he could be located in that little copse up just behind the cap area. A little tree, you can see a fir tree gone down there. If you're an Arty player, you need those sort of eagle eyes and your peripheral vision to see things like that, because they give you clues as to what's going on. And that's why Battle Assistant can be so useful sometimes, because it actually does show you those things, whereas a conventional overhead view probably wouldn't. You'd just see a tree suddenly change its orientation. Oh, it looks like an enemy tank destroyer drowned there. Okay. He's trying to get a shot on that Type 62, but he's got a red line. And the reason is the castle. Yes, it can't lift the shell over the top of the castle. Over on this side of the map, though, a Barask came into sight. We're dialing in. He fires one in speculatively. Oh, beautiful shot! And he got a fire, and it burned up. He got a massive first hit for 809. That's a high roll. And then a fire immediately after that, which took the rest of the hit points. So that's a very good shot, and a very important player is down. Those Barasks are the game-winning tanks. I've actually saw one last night. I was in a battle with somebody on my team who had a Barask, and he carried the team after we all got killed. And I told him I was watching him the entire game afterwards, and he played incredibly well to win the game. But it was mainly down as well to the fact that it was such a good ambush tank. He was able to take out the enemy by just rolling up and putting shoe shots into them, and that was the end of their game. So taking out the Barask on this battle has really helped, but he's having a bit of difficulty trying to get a shot into that Type. He's almost ready to shoot. 2 minutes 16 seconds left on the clock. It's getting close. Remember, 1 minute 40 to cap out normally. Rear shot on the Type 61. That was a penetrating round into him, and one of our teammates, the Leopard prototype, gets the kill shot. Now we're 2 ahead of the enemy, but that was the 2-minute warning. We've got 2 tank destroyers holding up our GW Panther 2 on the west side of the map, and he's noticed this. Good. He's watching his minimap. You must watch your minimappers regularly. Those people who play without a minimap are really asking for trouble. That M12, well, I'm not sure what he's trying to do with this, because he should have stayed in cover, but instead he drove out, and well, they'll just take advantage of that. The 263 is going to try and stop the T30. He's dialed in, ready to go, but does he fire now? He does fire. And he stuns the 263, gets 99 hit points. Now the AE Phase 1 kills him from one direction, whilst the T30 gets a shell in him from the other. And that's the end of their game. Only 3 enemies remaining, 1 minute on the clock. This is going down to the wire. SU-100M1 on the water's edge, rounds out, long flight time for the shell. It's about a 4-second flight from one end of the battlefield to the other, and normally during the battle you'll see these shells arcing through the skies. Kind of reassuring if you're an Arty player to see those shells going. 30 seconds left. 2 enemies remaining. Lines up the shot. Let's loose. Oh, the SU-100 goes down. He'll get one more shot, I think, before the game is over. And they've done it. They've killed the last one. The SU-130PM went down. And that is a victory with just 12 seconds left on the clock. In fact, the clock stops at 10 seconds to go. So, boy, that was a close one. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. It's the first class tanker for Clean Sweeper Marksman in the GW Panther. He managed to get an arsonist because he set light to that Barask and watch him burn. And he all got a bruiser medals for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 11 in that one. And he got a Confederate for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. And his win rate from that battle was 4,059, which is Super Unicum standard. So let's have a look at team score. Didn't get the highest damage in the game. That was the AE phase 1. 3,300 hit points of damage to him. The SU-130PM on the enemy team managed 2,644. And then the next high scorer was Clean Sweeper with 2,557, followed by the Type 61 on the enemy team, 2,508. When it came to kills, it was actually the AE phase 1 and the GW Panther 2. Both got 3 kills. Clean Sweeper got 2, so did the SU-130PM, the Barask and the SU-152 on the enemy team. Nobody else managed to get more than 1 kill. And when it came to base XP, yes, it's Clean Sweeper Marksman, and this is because it was a tier 9 game. He was tier 7 Arty, he was hitting tier 9 targets and earning extra XP with every shot that he did. Plus, of course, he did earn some stun assist. 1,117, he was the only player over 1,000, 957 for the AE phase 1, 861 for the GW Panther 2. He fired 16 rounds, got 5 direct hits, 2 penetrations in that game. Yes, 2. I remember seeing both of them and thought, wow, the Barask he hit right in the ass, and the other one I think was the Type 61 that he actually shot in the ass. Yes, 610 from that penetration. Very, very nice shots. 10 splash damage as well, 2,557 hit points, all of it done at more than 300 meters. He damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 2, and there's 752 hit points of stun assist off 11 stuns. On a premium count, he earned 44,067 credits, and after ammunition resupply, took away 26,147 credits. He received 1,675 XP, got 837 from personal reserves, and took away 2,513 experience points altogether. So another great game by Clean Sweeper Marksman. Not only a first class on this occasion, but that's okay. I think it probably would have been an ace if he'd managed to get a few more hits in there along the way, but he was cautious about firing unless he actually had a clear target to strike at, rather than letting loose as I probably would have done and maybe missing on a few shots, but he did do his part and help the team win in this game. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel, please. And thanks for watching.